Previously on Starting Over, Summer had a difficult time expressing her anger.
I don't know why it scares me, but it does. You can physically feel it.
Yeah.
Coming off of people.
It's hard to imagine having that well of emotion that isn't tapped.
Towanda, Kim, and Jennifer formed a sisterhood to deal with the challenges of healing their relationships with their sisters.
We each have sisters, so I want us to talk about the benefits, the challenges, the difficulties of being sisters.
And Jennifer received a letter from her sister, Krista, but Kim was frustrated because she hadn't heard from hers.
I wrote that card and I haven't heard from her, so...
Are you looking for her response, or are you cleaning up yourself?
And Josie worked towards creating a stable life for her and her daughter, Chloe, after they leave the house.
Your mom told me that she wants to go back to Illinois, and she wants you to come with her, you and Chloe. What if that's not what you want? What are you going to do?
I think it's my best option. I can't always get what I want right away. I have to work for it. Doesn't mean that I have to live with her for the rest of my life.
So what is this that you guys are going to?
I think it's almost like that Creative Leap place. Like it's a place to play.
Good.
But I have to meet Dr. Stan there.
You're kidding.
So maybe it's a good thing, though. Maybe he's just like telling me, you know, how she should interact with children right now at her age. Good girl.
Hello, Chloe. How are you? How are you? We're so glad to have you. We're so glad to have you here today. Here today. Okay, Miss Chloe. This is a monkey. And this is a bird. A monkey. And a bird. Where's the bird? Can you touch the bird? Can you touch it? Okay, show Mommy. Get the bird.
I'm thinking that I have like the smartest baby in the whole entire world. Chloe is the youngest baby there at the Mommy and Me class. And for her to be able to recognize that at 7 months and some of the other kids to have a little bit of challenge when finding the bird and being much older than her just makes me feel really good about Chloe's development.
I'm stopping by Sweet Little Faces where Josie and Chloe are taking a class today, just to see how she's doing with Chloe and how Chloe does with the other children.
Rock, rock, rock your boat gently down the stream. If you see an alligator, don't forget to scream. You were talking to her? Telling her hi?
Going to a playgroup will give Josie an opportunity to pick up some new parenting skills by observing the other parents and allow Chloe to have a wonderful time interacting with children her age.
Look at you. Go. Look at you.
Yes, Chloe.
So how did it go?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did she have fun?
Yes, she did.
Okay, what did she do? Tell me some of the things she did.
She was crawling and playing actually with the boy that was sitting next with us a lot. And I'm surprised that she actually held hands with the little boy, so that was cute.
And how was it for you to interact with the other moms?
I did pretty good.
Yeah? Only pretty good?
I was more interested in watching her and seeing what she did with the other children.
Okay.
But I did talk to some.
Okay. Because that's important, sort of establish some friends who are resources, who have children also. You want to still play, don't you? You see all those toys and everything, you want to play? I think you're done. I think it's time to go home.
Thank you. Summer, how has it been to eat your food and share your emotions?
Harder than I thought, because I actually really have to think about what I'm feeling. It was just, last night I wasn't even 100% sure why I was insecure. It was a little bit of an interesting evening. So I couldn't really pinpoint it because it was just a weird.
No, we know why. Don't let her fool you, Rhonda. We got the 411.
Cute guy.
What's going on? What's going on?
We're at a restaurant and some guy that works there, I don't know. Thought he was cute. He's Italian. Anyway, so he was cute, and I was like, we don't have a lighter, Maureen. Let me go see if he has a lighter. So you're flirty.
She was really flirting. Really flirty.
Rhonda, it was like this. She
Yeah, she was doing the head.
he said, what do you want? She said, I don't know.
She ordered a Caesar salad even when she was going to eat mine.
Right, so
Because
she
he
ordered-
said he'd surprise her with the salad.
So she said, go ahead.
yeah, she's like, oh, I'll take whatever you give me.
Summer covered the flirting. Fine.
It's just the next part I don't know how to do.
Okay, have to get to the good stuff.
So we're walking back out, and I was like, I should just leave my number. It'd just be funny. So anyway, so they wrote down my name, our number, and then they wrote down good girls do bad things. I nearly died.
Because she had on a T-shirt that said, good girls do bad things.
So he would identify.
Okay, well, forget everything else he did. He ended up giving me his number and wrote good boys do bad things on the piece of paper.
And he touched her and kissed her on the cheek and touched her neck.
I mean, of course, any girl is like, oh, excited, yay, maybe you'll call, maybe you won't, whatever. Then there's me, who's worse, because I'm assuming that he's not gonna call. I know how to flirt, so what that means is I can get a guy, but he's only going to want to get laid because I'm flirting. And you usually don't feel very good about yourself the next day.
Okay.
Summer's trying to pretend that this person wasn't really flirting with her, but maybe he was. Maybe Summer's wrong. Maybe he actually liked her. But Summer's not even willing to look at it because she's afraid of the consequences. Rejection.
I just want to tell you, Summer, you're not alone. Most women believe that if they flirt, they're asking for it, or they have to say yes, or they have to give in because they flirted. So how you feeling right now? Because
I just feel like this whole thing is a conversation about something that isn't even gonna happen.
So isn't it good to have a conversation, just in case?
Yes, probably.
So when we feel insecure, the voice in our head repeats something to ourselves to continue to validate our low self-opinion. That's what we all do. We all have phrases we say to ourselves. But if you don't acknowledge it and say something different, then you're letting the voice of fear win.
Well, what about the voice of just rational?
Well, isn't that where you're used to living? Josie, and how was having your mother here?
I feel like I learned a lot more about how our relationship is and where maybe there's things that need to be worked on or things that I need to work on for myself to be able to express myself better to her, to be able to live together and communicate well inside the house that we're planning on having together.
Josie has struggled to have a good relationship with her mother. So as a result, she has no real role model for parenting.
What else? How else has Josie shifted and changed with her mother here?
They don't talk at each other. They actually have a conversation and respect each other's thoughts and opinions.
I noticed that you really let go of the parenting your parent role.
In reality, I found out that she cares a lot more about me than I thought.
How does that help you with stability?
It helps me a lot because my mom, I would just leave her in the dark. And I was like, I'm not telling her. She don't care. And really, it like ate away at her soul. All I did was hurt her more for not telling her.
Yeah.
And I think it makes it better for me to be able to really realize her true emotions and her feelings, to include her and to really feel like a family. Because for once, I really felt like we were a family unit when she was here.
Yeah.
Plasma, please. Congratulations, Josie. You got a step.
It feels really good to know that I'm getting my stability step. And it makes me much more confident for myself and in the accomplishments that I still need to achieve while I'm starting over.
So you have been working very diligently on stability. I mean, she's been working so hard on stability. Now tell me the difference between when you entered the starting over house and how you feel right now about that word.
Actually doing all my exercises, I really learned that stability is more than a house and a job. Another thing I learned about stability is that I don't have to actually have all of the things that I thought I had to have right then because I'm working towards them. And that's another thing I didn't realize about stability.
It's such a big difference
for me to see Josie now compared to the day that she walked through the door. She's not attacking anyone. She's seeing more shades, not just of gray, but of blue and yellow and orange, instead of just seeing black and white.
And now you've realized that, one, everything's a journey.
Yes.
And if you can count on yourself to follow through and keep your commitments, you're always going to have stability because you always know you'll produce, you'll always provide, and you'll always take care of yourself.
Now that Josie has achieved her stability step, today she's going to be working on her next step, healthy parenting.
Yeah.
You have been working hard.
Congratulations, Josie. Having a step, and have a great day, ladies.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about the exercise with Jennifer, the anger exercise with the bats. What was going on?
I'm the one that has to try to have a relationship. How is that fair?
I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but when I see people, like, that angry, it's like, seriously, I start to shake, I start to cry. It really scares me.
Were you allowed to get angry when you were little?
I would probably go with no, because odds are if I'm angry and I'm a kid, I'm throwing a temper tantrum, and then that's going to be taken care of immediately, because that won't be tolerated.
So imagine you're a little girl, and you're really angry. And so you start really wailing, and your mother cuts you off. What do you think that would do to you emotionally?
Well, I would think that that would block anger out of my emotional repertoire.
The fact is, if she doesn't express her anger, it's gonna come out in inappropriate ways. And I think not eating healthy and not taking care of yourself is inappropriate. Tell me your definition of anger.
Violent is the first word that comes to my mind.
Okay.
Like, people violently cry, they violently shake, like it's just uncontrollable.
Are you a screamer hollerer?
I can remember it.
Okay, about what?
Nathan's brother calling me and telling me I couldn't go to the funeral. So when his brother called and said, you know, the family feels like it'd be best if you didn't go, and knowing that his brother knew how important we were to each other.
And what does a funeral matter? What does a funeral matter? Does that change your caring?
Well, that's what other people said, but it's how you say goodbye.
Welcome, sisters.
Hi.
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 How are you?
Good.
Did you bring your sister's letter?
I did.
Good. So this is an official sisterhood meeting.
Yes, it is.
Not sisters coming together to have a meeting.
Okay.
But a sisterhood meeting.
Calling all sisters, calling all sisters. It's time for the sisters to come together to make their sisterhood relationships better.
Miss Towanda, have you spoken to Miss Tamar in any more depth?
Not in any more depth. However, she calls all the time now. And we talk a lot.
Is there still an undercurrent?
No. When Tamar left the group, I didn't know about it. And I was so embarrassed because everyone in the industry knew, but me and Trina.
Okay.
Not
Are there
for me.
still things that you would like to share with her?
No, I think I said everything that I wanted to say in the letter.
Okay.
Of how I was feeling.
In my letter to Tamar, I wrote, please forgive me. I know that I just wasn't communicating with you how I was feeling. And I would love for you to know that I forgive you, that this could have just been a moment that you weren't ready to share with me. And it was a chance of a lifetime for you. And I definitely still love you, no matter what. And hoping that we could have a better relationship now that I've been able to express myself.
Okay. So, Jennifer, you want to read your sister's letter? So, Jennifer, is this your first letter that Krista ever wrote you?
Yeah. Jen, I'm sorry for all the time I've wasted not getting to know you. It's not your fault that we don't have a relationship because I never made an effort either. I don't expect you to know this. I should have told you, but I didn't. But I look up to you. You're a great role model, and I've always wanted to be just like you.
I love you very much, and I want you to forgive me for never showing it. I'm sorry for being such a pain in the ass for you. If I could take it all back, I would in an instant. If it weren't for you, I might not be here today. Thank you. I will always love you, your sister, Krista.
Lady Jennifer.
Yes.
Well, what did that bring up for you?
At first, I didn't want to believe what she was saying. Just because we've never had a relationship. So
That's what she said.
Well, my first reaction is to tell myself it's not true because she could hurt me.
Oh, yeah.
But since we're practicing good storytelling instead of bad storytelling, I'll just tell myself that it's all true.
Well, isn't it possible that because you've never really been in relationship with her,
right,
consciously, that all of these feelings and things were going on, and she simply didn't know how to communicate that?
Mm-hmm.
Can you receive that?
Mm-hmm.
She looks up to you.
It's really nice to read the letter that my sister sent me. I think it's helping me see that my sister probably does mean what she wrote.
Is she coming here?
No.
Why?
Because...
Just for a visit?
No.
Has Krista ever been in an environment like this where women are working to heal each other?
No.
Well, I would encourage you to reconsider if she would be willing to come and spend some time with you in this safe, nurturing environment for at least you guys to lay down the groundwork. That might be a way to go.
Do you believe in energy?
Yeah.
Verbalize a hurt energy, just for my sake. Just give me some sort of sound.
Hurt.
Yeah, sound of hurt. What would regret sound like?
I don't know that regret has a sound.
Oh, sure, every feeling has a sound. Okay, give me a physical, include the body with your anger. Now imagine if you had all those options available to you. Imagine how freer your body would be if you were actually able to express all of those things.
I don't like those things, though.
It doesn't matter whether you like it or not like it, that's freedom.
It's clear that Summer just cuts off any type of feeling that may be uncomfortable. She'll go to sadness and hurt because she's used to that. But to get angry, to stand up for herself, that's not comfortable. In order to really heal the feeling, you gotta actually feel it.
Anger used inappropriately is power misused. Does that make sense? But there is a skill and a use of anger that can support you in owning your power. And I think you've tied up anger into power and made it dirty or bad. All right, just think about it. Keep your anger journal.
And Miss Kim, have we had any movement?
I did find out that she received mail.
Good.
But I feel rejected. And I know you say I shouldn't, but I feel I can't.
You feel rejected? How? How do
well,
you
because
feel
I haven't heard from like they've both heard and they've been able to move forward, and I have not heard anything from her.
She hasn't spoken to you in 5 years.
Right.
So it could take her a minute to just figure out what to say.
It still feels a little, I don't know, a little bit like rejection.
After all of her hard work, I hope Kim will get to the place where she can just give and love with no expectation of reward or recognition. What would happen if instead of saying, I don't know if she's going to respond, you started to say, I can hardly wait to see my sister. Just the thought of it excites me beyond belief.
That would sound really weird to me. There's so much, anger and bitterness and all of that. I guess I just don't feel like Iyanla is understanding that it's hard for me because I feel rejected.
She doesn't know how to ask for help.
Exactly.
Because the pain is so excruciating.
Yes.
And you've got skills. Use them. So I have an assignment for you today.
What I'm asking you to do today is to use your skills to create on paper and by painting, I don't care how you do it, your vision for your relationship with your sisters. What does it look like, sound like, taste like, feel like, smell like? What are you doing? How are you doing it? When are you doing it? So that's what you're going to do individually. Then I want you to come together this afternoon and create a plan to implement that vision. What are the actual steps, activities, actions you would be willing to take to implement movement toward that vision?
For each of the sisters, this is a process of surrender. They have to state what they want clearly, they have to keep an open heart and mind, and they have to know that in the end, the best is yet to come.
So I'm looking for good things. Use your skills, use your info, help each other. Don't hold back, all right?
Tell you what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about parenting.
Okay.
Because I know that's one of your steps.
Yes.
What do you look for when you look for a daycare center or you look for a babysitter? Well, here's a couple tips, okay? You want to look for a center or a sitter who has children approximately her age. If she's put in with children who are 2 and 3 years of age, she often can become the easy victim of their tantrums, of their hitting, of their biting, of their kicking, and she can't fight back, okay? What's the benefit for Chloe to be in a daycare situation with maybe 6 or 8 kids, or even more, versus just babysitting one-to-one?
She'll have plenty of interaction with children.
She'll socialize.
Right.
And she'll socialize and also learn something really important, that she's not the center of the world.
Okay.
Chloe right now is beginning the first stage of acquiring language. How she does that is by listening and mimicking. If she hears you swear, or the other ladies swear, she's gonna swear.
Because this is an issue to me too, kinda. I don't want her to see other people naked. Like I don't, because I just don't want her to think like it's okay just to run around with your breasts flopping everywhere.
Let's talk about, can Chloe ever see a man naked?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't know. No. No.
Okay, now that's based on?
Okay, wait a minute. She can see it in magazines, and she can see it like
What do you
in
mean,
sex.
by Playgirl?
No.
Oh, what do you mean?
No.
Well, then what do you
I'm
mean?
talking about like sex education. That doesn't bother me.
But that's at 12.
So what are we talking about?
I'm asking you, between now and the age where she'll have her first sex ed class, which will be in 5th grade, 10, 11 years of age, because that's when usually it's state mandated.
Well, she'll probably see it, but it better not be because of me that she sees it.
Well, who's going to be responsible for showing her then? I mean, if you're not responsible, who's going to be responsible? You say she'll probably see it. How's that going to happen?
Because little girls do things like that.
Oh, with little boy, you mean?
No, that's not what I'm saying, though. With other
whom?
Now you're making me get all flustered. Okay.
I'm sorry.
So what are we asking?
Children start getting really curious about gender and sexual parts around 2.5 to 3. That is when 2.5, 3-year-olds will all of a sudden discover one day that they either have a penis or a vagina.
Right.
At that time, you want to be very careful what you do in terms of nudity. Now, you might have your own belief system, but let's talk about what a healthy child looks like for a minute. A healthy child's a child who is not afraid of the naked body, but is not attracted to it either. When it comes to sex, Josie has some really strong opinions because of what's happened to her in her life. Unfortunately, she's trying to project those opinions onto her daughter and is trying so hard to not have her daughter repeat her mistakes that she misses what she really needs to do with Chloe for her own developmental health.
But I think the way that you portray it, though, at that point is going to be a big influence when they're 13 and they do have hormones raging. Because I think it all flows into each other.
It can, but here's what I'm concerned about. If you try to raise Chloe into conservative fashion, you always run the risk that she will rebel against the conservatism and want to see naked men and want to act out and do things. So what we try to do is say, look, let's not make this an issue. For example, it's okay for her to have a certain amount of sexual curiosity. Do you know that little girls and little boys all masturbate? Do you know little girls do? Are you aware of that?
No.
Okay.
Well, I know girls do, but I'm just going to say that no,
Okay.
it's not.
It's not something you want to think about for a little girl.
No,
but here's the
I
point.
don't.
Even infants will touch their genitals if they can because it's pleasurable to them. So what happens is people start believing...
You're telling me. Okay, wait, hold on. So little kids do it because it's pleasurable to them. I just don't think that.
What do you think they do it?
Experimentation. Experiment. Like...
Oh, come on. It feels good to even a child.
No, they just don't know that they have something down there and they found it. That's it.
Well,
you cannot tell me that a little kid likes to play with himself. I don't believe that.
But where do you get that from?
I don't want to believe
I know, you don't
that.
There you go. Okay, you don't want to believe it. Here's what I'm saying to you. Normal development looks strange sometimes to some parents. It actually does. But it's not something to get freaked about. That's my point. Okay?
Okay.
And so I know you have preconceived notions about that. I'm going to try to help you look at some other ways to do it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
He has a totally different opinion on it, and so do I. And he's trying to tell me that it's healthy for a child to do that. Please just don't sit there and be quiet, because
it's hard for me to hear that.
It disturbs you too, doesn't it? Okay, because it's disturbing to me.
Yes, it's very disturbing, so.
Kimmy.
What?
Did you know that your 2-year-old daughters, when they were rocking back and forth in the chairs because their vagina felt good, it felt good to their vagina?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Only because of an incident we had, I knew that.
So you know that when a 2-year-old girl or boy is down south, that's because it's pleasurable?
Yep.
No!
Yep.
I just can't imagine that.
Josie just has to be a drama queen, so she's got to make it like it's this huge deal.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta leave then. That just blows my mind. I'm in shock right now.
I only knew that because of something that happened.
To a little girl?
And it was explained to us.
By a doctor?
Yep.
Well, Dr. Stan just told me it's healthy and then it goes away.
No.
I was like, but I think the way I react in telling her what maybe is appropriate and what's not. He's like, did you know that all women and men masturbate? Am I stupid? Obviously people do.
What was the
Maybe
clue?
you're about to have a breakthrough.
Yeah.
About child development and penis and vagina and sexual pleasure? No, I think not. I'm leaving. I'm so not with it right now. That's so disturbing to me. I think I'm scarred.
Okay.
You want chocolate?
Well, the thing that I was talking about or brainstorming is having a sister day once a week. Whether it's cooking together, going out to eat together, having afternoon tea together, getting our nails done, or just going to the movies, just having sister day.
I think I might need to just start with a simple conversation.
Me too. For me, that's reaching it a bit.
What, on the telephone? Or just spending time together.
I don't want Kim to ever go through life thinking about shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Well, maybe I could have sent another card, or maybe, Just as long as Kim's heart is pure in her intentions, I believe that Kim's gonna be fine.
Or maybe you should try sending her a card every week. Or
Once
just
a month.
Well, I love you card.
She said, or once a month, maybe. Kimmy.
Well, I don't know if I do it once a week.
I know.
Or once every 2 weeks, or twice a month.
I mean, maybe that, but I don't think I
You just crack me up.
do it once a week.
You're like, yeah, once a year, you know? Whatever.
You know, we've talked a little bit about this in the past, just touched on it. But today I'd like to talk about how do you stand for yourself and your child when maybe somebody's doing something in a way that you don't like? Like, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to handle it?
I don't like the housemates singing like Hoochie Mama songs to her. I don't think that's appropriate. They could pick a lot better song to sing as far as like nursery rhymes go for children. I just don't like it. The word bitch is just like everyday use. So that kind of bothers me.
Josie has to learn to speak up for Chloe. She's her voice right now. Chloe can't speak for herself. Josie must.
So, we're going to do some role play.
Okay.
This is Chloe.
Okay.
This is Chloe.
So this is Chloe.
Okay, wait a minute. did it.
Oh, what? Is there some problem?
Oh my gosh.
What's the problem? What's the problem? Ugh. Sorry, I got something in my throat. What's the problem?
I really just don't think you should be, can you turn your head when you cough, or maybe, if you are sick, you might want to pass her over to me.
What? I'm sorry?
This is not cool.
Josie's having a difficult time as I'm acting out inappropriate situations with baby Chloe as a doll. Josie has to learn how to speak up to people and say, I don't like the way you're handling Chloe. She has to be clear, direct, and firm.
Oh my God. Okay. I really don't like you smoking around Chloe at all.
Well, I don't see what the big deal is. She's got to learn about smoke sometime.
I would rather you not hold Chloe while you're smoking. You can do one or the other.
Could you hand me that paper? I just need to cut some things. What?
You shouldn't be having sharp objects around Chloe because she grabs things.
Oh, she's fine. Look, she's not grabbing anything. She's fine. I don't get it. I just have to do something real quick. Would you hand me a piece of paper?
Why don't I cut the paper for you and you hold Chloe, or I'll hold Chloe and you cut your paper.
Okay. Is that better?
No.
Okay, so what?
Have you ever held a baby?
Well, yeah. What, are you putting me down now?
No. I just,
Well, here, just take her then. I mean, because if you're not gonna... So how was that?
It wasn't cool at all.
And how did you feel like you stood for her?
Well, I could choose to get really pissed off, but I didn't, and I was trying to approach it a little bit.
It's not okay.
Okay.
Well, what's the big deal? It's not okay.
I'm learning a lot from this exercise due to the fact that I can't beat around the bush as much as I do, and to state the obvious and state what's the problem and state how you can, or how I want you to fix the problem.
So it's, these are the rules. When you're holding Chloe, these are the rules. And if you're able to follow the rules, I have no problem. But if you don't, then I'd really rather that I hold Chloe and that we could just talk right now. And if you have to look like the possessive mother, then so be it. You can't worry about what other people think or what other people say.
Okay.
So, Summer, how good do you think you are at identifying your own emotions?
I feel like I'm good at it, but it's just not something I consciously think of. So now I'm having to, think and label, and I'm having a hard time because I don't ever do that. So,
All right, so you know that when you're sad or when you're depressed, you tend to want to eat.
When I'm angry, I want to smoke, but if I can't do that, I want to eat.
I'm meeting with Summer today to talk about her emotional eating and how her patterns of eating have caused her to become obese.
When I get stressed out, really stressed out, I want to go eat a chip.
What did that do for you to actually eat a chip when you get stressed out? Did it reduce your stress?
I don't think, I never thought of it that way.
Having Dr. Stan and Rhonda continuously tell me that I emotionally eat pisses me off. It really does, because it's not what I've ever let myself believe. It's not what I've ever felt like I knew to be true. And it's really sending my defenses up.
I think what happened, Summer, is that it doesn't reduce the stress at all. It's a reward for pain.
Probably.
It's a reward for saying...
That makes sense, because I do it with cigarettes. They're going to take everything else away from me. I can't eat, I can't drink. I'm going to have my cigarette.
This is my picture that I painted. And this represents me and my 4 sisters. So I wrote in, this is what I'm hoping for: harmony, respect, love, peace, joy, and understanding.
Iyanla has given us an assignment to create a vision for what we want our relationship to be like with our sisters. I'm choosing to just write down the things that I want my sister and me to have.
I wanted to have unconditional love and understanding, comfort, support, communication, forgiveness. And I want us to be friends, not just sisters.
This is what I did to picture. This is my sister, Kelly, and that's my brother, Brad. This was maybe 10 years ago.
And then I put, you know, holidays. And our family is based around tennis because my stepfather's a tennis pro. He teaches tennis. We all play tennis, and all the grandkids play tennis. So my hope is that we could do all of that again. And then, you know, the first thing I would like to do with her is to just start.
Let the past be the past.
Yes, and start fresh.
There's some part of her that's still fighting it. And I really don't think that she's going to get anywhere until she really forgives her sister. I think that she's just wasting her time until she does that.
So the only thing that helped me today was what Iyanla said, if I think of her as bandage. My sister has serious emotion. I know that.
So if you both were in a room together, who would leave?
Me. I don't want to get into it with her, you know?
So you leave.
So I just leave. I mean, I don't want, it's like, I don't want to, no. It's frustrating.
It's hard because the other two girls have both heard from their sisters and they at least have a speaking relationship with them. I have not spoke to my sister in 5 years. I really think the only way that I can completely and totally forgive her and forget about it and just, I mean, I don't know what more else I can do. I guess it would just take an act of God.
Managing food is not really this pragmatic. It's about managing the emotions, because the emotions are what's causing you to eat, and the biochemistry. And sometimes biochemistry tells us one thing. For example, we're hungry, but we emotionally also can deal with it. We can put it off, or we can stave it off, or we can distract ourselves. So the task for you is to really figure out how you got into a destructive pattern of eating.
The best thing I can do with food is tell you when I started eating, when I wasn't eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, was with my dad when I started getting up with him and he left.
What did that mean to you? What
that was all I got of him, really.
Well, but how did that translate to the eating for you? You didn't eat with
Daddy
him.
got up to eat, and then Daddy had to go to work.
Right.
So I got up and did what Daddy did because I'm Daddy's little girl.
How do you feel your weight relates to your dad?
That Daddy's like crap, and so I ate like crap.
And maybe you thought you could actually win Dad when you were a little girl by doing what he did and not what your mom did. When you look back at your life, it sounds to me like you, Summer, got almost no messages about food or eating, obesity, other than from your father, but from your mother, you got almost nothing.
Well, she says she was always trying to get me to eat vegetables and stuff, but my dad wouldn't eat them, so I wouldn't.
Your parents just never addressed it at
No.
all. And how do you feel about that today?
Well, I don't know. Now, I guess today, it's irritating. It feels like they were too lazy to mess with it.
For your future, you need to understand enough of your history so you don't repeat the history. You need to understand triggers. You need to understand what you're trying to do when you use food to suppress emotion. So we'll help you learn new ways to deal with whatever the triggers were that caused you to have whatever problems you've had in your life, including the overeating. Does that sound reasonable?
She gets so happy when she hears me sing it.
We gotta pick good songs for her. Like, I like the making up the song thing, but I don't know what I think about the Gucci thing. No, I do. I don't like that. Because kids repeat what they hear, and it kind of freaks me out. Because I'm afraid she's gonna do it.
For the who that,
Yeah, that
Gucci
one,
mama.
that one.
I'll just stick to my me and my Chloe.
That's perfect. Thank you. I love it. And catch me if I do it too. Like, tell me what I'm doing too.
This is really hard. Like, I cry every day. And I'm having to basically admit that even though my parents did the best they could, it wasn't enough. It wasn't what I needed. And that's really hard. Like, I'm tearing everything I know about myself down. So it's like I have to choose between, because I feel like if I give up the way I am, then it's like saying that my parents didn't do a good job with me. you know, that's what it feels like I'm not being loyal to them.
There's little anger flags going up all over. I'm definitely getting pissed off. And I beat myself up about food and issues with food and being overweight. And so for someone to try to tell me all of a sudden that everything I've always thought is wrong and here is my new reality, it's rough. It's like, okay, I can see the truth in this. But getting there is like a cat fight with yourself.
You know, it's just, oh, it's so hard, Lauren. I cannot tell you enough.